All right, now we back like South Crack.
Yes.
New merch out here coming
All over the city.
next week. So man, it's been a while. Late night with Sharif. Hey, we done. It's been a minute, but hey, we got the right one tonight. So man, this OGP Rose, y'all know him. OG Wally, and to my right is
ALEXUS BRIA. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
We got in the building. We got in the building. We finally got her.
Popping out, man. You know I stay
out.
busy, stay working. That's it. That's all.
So where you from?
Hopkins, South Carolina.
Hopkins.
Big Hopkins in the building. Yeah,
HOP,
for sure,
baby.
for sure, for
That's
sure.
what's up. That's what's up. And what all do you do? Because I know you do a whole lot of stuff. So just run it down for the people.
Man, I sing, I rap, I act. I do media coordinating, I do event coordinating, I host. I mean, goddamn, like whatever I do it all.
Yeah.
I do it all. So
You judge.
Songwrite,
you
judge.
You judge the contest for us.
yeah, man.
When we got you as a host on June 28th.
Shout out to Walee's birthday coming up,
Yeah,
man. You know,
yeah,
June
OG
1st.
birthday
We outside.
bash.
Yeah.
We gonna be outside
I'm
with
hosting, so I'm gonna turn y'all up one time for the one time.
Do it.
Yeah,
No
it's
doubt,
gonna be
no
lit.
doubt. So the acting, you still doing that?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Okay.
I'm actually going to Atlanta my birthday weekend, the 16th through the 19th. I'll be filming with Tyler Perry.
Wow. Okay, that's big. You done something with him before, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I did a bunch of pilots and a bunch of shows with him, stuff
Okay.
like that. You know, just small stuff or whatever. Did some stuff with BMF season 2, season 4.
Okay.
Fight Night, $1 Million Heist, Kevin Hart. It's on Peacock right now. I'm in the first 3 episodes.
Okay.
Did some Color Purple. Everybody know about that one, but
Yeah.
I also did just a bunch of different stuff. So I was understudying for Fantasia as well as Daniela Brooks, who played the role of Sophia, and
Okay.
who else? Sophia and Celie. So I started off as a background actress, and after I met Oprah, kind of everything just kind of been up since then. So super lit.
So you met Oprah. she just said that kind of.
You met Oprah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I was literally like on set doing some background work, and she just popped up like on some random stuff, and like she was like, "Hey, we finna do the lecture slide. We finna do the nigga anthem." I'm like, Oprah, what? You talking about the nigga anthem? You know what I'm saying? So then I see her, and she was like, "God damn, girl, you black. I love your feet though. They perfect for my movie." I was like, "All right, Auntie O." Get these feet done. Run them coins, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, she definitely was. She's super humble, super down to earth, super cool. And then after that, she just kind of got to talking and seeing what I do and stuff like that. So she was like, "Hey, well, you know, if you sing, this is a musical. Let's see what you got first." So they put me right behind Fantasia. So I was her photo double, her movie double, and everything like that, which was super dope. Then after, whenever I couldn't be her double, they put me in for Sophia, which was Daniela Brooks. So I was able to be the background. I was able to meet a whole bunch of, was it Hallie? I think Hallie was in that movie. Felicia, she plays on Broadway in a whole bunch of shows. So it was a lot of different stars that, like Taraji P. Henson, Sierra, her. It was a lot of people, you know, in that film. So it was an amazing time to just be a part of that. And I was just traveling all throughout Georgia.
What a
And able to
field
do it. Yeah.
So you did the movie. Have you done a play?
I did a play, but it wasn't that play. So I did, it was called Confessions of a Good Man. It was here in Columbia at the Richland 2 Performing Arts Center in March. I actually got a really big compliment from the owner of the theater, who said that I was the best comedic relief that the theater has seen since it's open. So it's been open for a while now, which is a compliment because they get so many plays come through there all the time. So I guess I'm a comedian too, you know?
A comedian too, okay. That's what's up.
Yeah, man.
Where we going with the music?
We
Got
going.
a hot song
We
out right
going.
now. All over the radio.
Yeah, I got a song playing in 202 territories, so 195 countries, over 9 states. Like a bunch of different radio stations. I'm in Brazil. It's kind of worldwide.
Right.
I mean, South Carolina ain't really.
Yeah.
They ain't really do nothing yet. Prince Ice is spinning it though, so shout out to him.
Okay.
But a lot of other real states, like, you know, the main states, Atlanta, Miami, Florida, Jacksonville. I just did an interview there.
Okay.
Played for 2 weeks on the radio there. Did an amazing interview on the biggest hip hop station there is down there. So just kind of moving around, promoting the single, putting it out there, which is dope. Shout out to Jasmine Brown. She did a line dance to my song, even though it's Afro beats. You know, I'm from the country, so
That's still dope.
I still like to do some stuff like that. It's just cool. I just like to have fun, man. So
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So how do you get like your song like played international like that? Like everybody just tries to get their song played on the radio locally, but then how does it springboard to like going international like that?
Man, believe it or not, people like y'all. You know what I'm saying? People like this, platforms like this. I'm constantly doing big platforms, small platforms. It really don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Whoever want to listen to what I got going on, I'm a work with them. You know, I don't care. They podcast got 100 people. Some people playlists be having 100 people, but the playlist that was like 50 people in Brazil took me to, like, all of my streams came from Brazil, took me to playing on the radio. So it's like you never really know who listening to your stuff. You know what I'm saying? I would say don't think that something is too small to be a part of. Always show love to whoever show love to you. You know what I'm saying? Don't be too big, or you know what I'm saying? Don't get the big head. Don't be out here trying to act like you better than everybody. That's not gonna get you nowhere. You feel what I'm saying? So I think that just networking with different people, like shout out to Dom. He does a lot of marketing. Dom Hollis.
Shout out to Dom.
You
gotta ask which Dom now, because it's like
Dom Hollis, Dominique Hollis, man. Yeah, he got his
like
own.
Another Dom running around here too.
It's only one. It's only one. He does a lot of marketing and promoting and stuff like that. So putting you in a lot of placements and different things like that. That's gonna help you get noticed or whatever. So then I also got my homeboy Cortez. He was just like, yo, I feel like
Cortez.
Yeah, shout out to Cortez, man. He was just like, yo, I just believe in you. I just want to see you win. So you got people just calling radio stations every day, like, yo, play this, play her, play this. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of all working together for one bigger picture. Then I got my pops in New York, like, yo, put her on the station. You feel what I'm saying? So it's so many different parts that makes up the bigger picture. You feel what I'm saying? But everybody play their role, and everybody's role is significant. It's not nobody that's bigger than nobody, and I'm grateful for all of them, for real, because I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. Like, you know, Cortez got it started. Dom kept it going. Pop still moving on the north side. You feel what I'm saying? We moving on the south side. Everything collectively makes it happen. So just don't think you too big to be doing that. For real, for real.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And so I know you like grew up in the church, and your mom's a pastor, right?
Yeah, shout out to moms.
How she feel about
shout
the
out
music?
to moms.
Shout out to moms.
I know she's super supportive, but how she feel about the music?
So in my early days, I did a lot of rapping, and I was cussing real bad. I was outside. I was talking about everything that I was big and bad enough to talk about. So, I mean, she's always been a fan because she's a fan of her daughter. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And even though she is a pastor, I did grow up in the church. I started singing in the choir since I was 3. Okay. So I led my first song when I was 3 for real in the choir, but I recorded my first song with moms. Moms got accepted into Juilliard when we were really young. Okay. So she was on one of one from South Carolina that actually got accepted into Juilliard, which is like the top school, especially up north for music. That was the same time like Jada Pinkett and Tupac and all of them was going there. So it was like, it was a real big thing, but when she went, she found out she was pregnant, so she couldn't stay. She had in the 90s like over a $50,000 scholarship, so it was like that was major for her. And so for her to not live that dream, she still came home, did music. We were studio babies. Every time we got the chance, she'd put us in the studio. So my first song I recorded when I was 10, it was a gospel song. Okay, I was on her first album, so that love, just growing up in the studio, being around music, you know what I'm saying, that made me feel like I love music. So I started messing around with my cousin. Shout out to King George, man. That's my first cousin, dog. Yeah, for sure, man. We in the studio, big studio time. We've been messing with the instruments, trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make stuff happen. We all started off rapping, you know, when he was young, back when he was young, Holiday.
I heard he was a rapper. Young Holiday, Young Holiday, and listen. We thought he was going to come as Young Holiday. He switched lanes on us.
Switched up the game, man.
He switched lanes on us,
game. So yeah.
Fresh did too.
Yeah.
He was a rapper.
No, but it be like that though. You know what I'm saying? You got to change with what's going on. You can't stay in one box. That's where Afro beats came from for me. I ain't gonna lie. Like I went to rap. I always sung, so I'm always sing, but I went to rap, I sung. Now I'm doing Afro beats. I might try something next myself. I mean, hey, it is what it is, but it's just feeling like you gotta have that Beyonce mindset. Yeah, she came in the game doing R&B in the girl group, then she went to pop, then she went to hip hop. Now she thinks she can rap when she with her husband. Now she doing country. Like it's not no lane that you choose. And whenever you learn as an artist, you can't box yourself in. Bigger picture, like you're gonna get people to listen to you regardless. And soon as Fresh changed the game from rapping, soon as AJ changed, King George changed the game from Young Holiday to King George, and they went to Southern Soul.
Right.
Blew up. You feel what I'm saying? It's just you can't box yourself in. You got to be multifaceted, and you got to change with the times. You know, so that's what I'm doing too. You feel me? Yeah.
We even got a Southern Soul song.
All right,
Hey, listen,
turn this up.
we ain't playing with it. We ain't playing with it either. Listen.
You got to do what you got to do,
we all
man.
trying to
It's
get
all expression though. You understand what I'm saying?
It only
We all trying
takes
to
one
get
though.
that.
People don't understand. It only takes
Don't take
one
one.
song.
She say that all the time.
One song. That
I'm
one
old school.
song.
I like an album. She's like, just one song.
Yeah, but you gotta think about it now. Who
Yeah.
listening to an album?
Nobody.
They don't buy albums. They don't go to the store to buy albums no more.
no.
They streaming now. If you
Yeah.
ain't stream my song, stream my song. It's a different world we
And
live
it
in.
can't
I
be
grew
a
up
long
as a
album.
millennial.
Yeah, these albums got to be
EP,
like 30 minutes.
6 songs, 5 songs, 4
5
songs.
songs,
It
yeah.
can't even be people attention span is
Attention
just
span gone.
so short.
Yeah,
So you
I'm
got
in
to
agreement with that.
you got to make it work. You know
Gotta
what I'm
make it
saying?
work.
You got to make it work. Get that one song and market that song. Shout out to Kwame. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to Tip. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the building. I appreciate all of y'all for showing love. So. Listening to you when we was working together in the store, you know what I'm saying? Kwame, man, I always told you, man, that song right there, that's the one.
That's the one.
You know, so Mac B got him one.
Mac
You know,
B.
everybody, shout out to everybody who's doing some stuff right now.
Carolina
Mac
is
B.
working.
Carolina, we
working.
on. We
Working.
on. So,
Carolina working, baby.
Matt B and Kwame, I was just saying, I said, a lot of people got a signature song.
yeah,
Like
for sure.
We got the young lady in the house. She got a signature song. Like,
That's what's up.
Everybody
That's what's
got
up.
that one song that just, and it just it's good to see Carolina, up on
Winning.
that with so many winning. Yeah,
You gotta know,
many
when
artists.
King George opened that door, we kicked it down. 803 Fresh coming behind her. Everybody coming behind him. We is not stopping you. We done opened up the door. Y'all finna know who South Carolina is in every state, every city of South Carolina. And that's on my soul. We gonna
they
do this.
coming. They want to see what this talent is. Man.
Oh yeah.
they wanna see
It's
what
on the
this
way,
talent
man.
is.
So, shout out to the people that's looking at me. I ain't even going, I can't talk too much on it, what's going on, but it's a lot of different things going on. I'm gonna be at the American Music Awards
that's what's up,
the
man.
end of May. I'm gonna be at the BET Awards. I'm gonna be at the Essence Festival. I'm gonna be moving my thing.
Man,
Doing some
Essence
things.
was my
moving, that's
thing,
it.
I'm
man.
shaking and moving. So
The
shout out
Essence
to that.
Festival is that thing, boy. That is a good networking weekend.
You got and you also got to start doing stuff. Like, it was stuff that I was doing, just going to Atlanta just to go to different festivals, AC3 festivals, passing out, what I'm saying? Flash drives back then, passing out flyers, QR codes, man. I've been I hit the ground running. It's kind of like you got to go out there and you got to actually network and talk to people. People don't like people they can't see, and people was like, "Dang, well, how you got so many followers?" I was working. It started with basketball for me, but after basketball, people was like, "I've always made music." You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't even know that.
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, man. I played basketball, went to South Carolina State, I played a little ball there too. So, man, just it kind of switched over from that to I always did music. So that ain't never stopped. But people started really paying attention to it whenever I started doing different things. Yeah. Some people like the rapping. Some people like the ciphers. Some people like the singing. Some people like the Afrobeat. Some people like the acting. Kind of all of it. All of it. Don't box yourself in. Just do what you can. And don't let nobody put a limit on you. So.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So besides Mom, King George, Fresh, who were like your influences, like coming up? Like, who did you look up to? Like, who did you want to be?
So Moms and Grandpa, for sure. Grandpa had a southern quartet group. Mm-hmm. So he did quartet. He traveled all up and down the East Coast, New York, and all of that. Of course, Mom, like I always said, she did a lot of stuff. Going to different churches. Everything like that. But for me, it's definitely like Lauryn Hill, you know what I'm saying? Brandy's, people that sing, that's entertainers full out. I came up in a generation where I'm watching Moesha, you know what I'm saying? I'm watching, I'm watching those people that's coming up around my time. So those are the people that I saw. Lauryn Hill doing Sister Act, you know what I'm saying?
That was
when
dope.
she started to rap, she changed the game when she was singing and rapping, you feel what I'm saying? So people that's telling the message, Tupac.
Really
it's
good
so many, and actor, but Tupac. People that got a message in their music, people who talking about something, people who are uplifting the world. Whitney Houston is still one of my favorites because she's the voice. I was named after Whitney. That's my real name. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Dang, Michael Jackson. Like everybody that's never stayed in a box, who always try something different, who always change their style up, change with the time, and ain't had to choose. Like, you know what I'm saying? They open up a lot of doors for people in music. So I think that those are my top 5 right there.
Damn.
So everybody does music. So I kind of don't want to ask you about, like, you know what I mean, like, what's your biggest advice in the music? I want to ask you, like, what would be your advice to people that's wanting to act? Like, where do they start at? Like, what's the goal? Like, what they got to do to, you know, get their chops right and get with some Tyler Perry's?
Man, get into some acting classes. Like, people don't invest in themselves no more. They don't think that investing into yourself is monumental, but it is. Like, it's one of the biggest things that's gonna change it. Like, yeah, you might not be an actress or an actor, but if you get into it, you never know. But I'm not gonna lie, the people who I met on set really opened up that door. Everybody on set doing something with music, whether it's you a videographer, you an actress, you a photographer, you a rapper, you a singer, and then once you start following people, you start really seeing everybody got motion in that other realm. They just all came here to get a job and get some money, because this is the thing about acting is, unlike music, you always gonna get paid. Every time you do anything for acting, you gonna get a bag. And so a lot of people don't understand it. As a struggling artist, you don't have to be a struggling artist. You gotta find a way. You gotta kick the door down and make a way. It's not easy. No, it's not. But once I got into acting, I'm like, dang, I can get $500 for a day. Dang, niggas I'm making that at a check for 2 weeks sometime on a regular job. If I can go do that for a day and do this for a week and get this check, I done paid my bills in 2 days. What you talking? You know what I'm saying? It's easy work. It's easy money. Sometimes you got 8 hours. Where you know you finna get anywhere from $500 to $1,000 for 8 hours of work?
And that's what I like about you, because I'm gonna try to get some free shit, but you always stay on top of that.
No.
You gotta pay.
No, look,
and I'm trying to learn that.
It don't mean nothing, like, and it's not nothing. It's not. You feel what I'm saying? It's a grind and it's a hustle. Yeah. It ain't even, because you know I talked to you about this. I'm not gonna charge you. I'm not gonna charge you what I'm charging.
No.
I get the discount.
I get the discount.
You feel what I'm saying? They got to come with that. They got to come with them bands, and that's just no disrespect, but it's like when you done put so much time, so much work. Studio time ain't free, man. No, it ain't. Gas not free. Like, you know, everything. You got to live after the music. And that's why I got into acting, because it's always going to give me a bag for anything I do. Whether it is $200, whether it is $100, it's something. You feel what I'm not coming for nothing. And so once you realize that, man, $50, I don't care. As long as we're able to connect, I'm able to network and make something. That means I got paid for my gift, and that means I got to keep doing something. You know what I'm saying? So don't box yourself in. And it's not, you already know, like, charge them people.
Yeah.
I know you want to do stuff for free.
I went and got a manager.
I know you want to do stuff for free. I know you do.
They be on me about that shit.
That's cool. I'm not saying, like, people always want something for free, especially with our color, right? Yeah. But how you gonna get off the ground if you ain't got no bread?
Oh my God. That's the second time I heard that.
You got to move with.
Add value. Add value.
But have a good heart for the people who got a good heart for you.
Yeah,
it's not about that. Like, when I connected with you, we already had a connection. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm gonna show you love. But somebody who don't know me and somebody who trying to do something with me, it's all love. But you still got to pay. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. It's gonna be different for you because you show me love. It's gonna be different for you because y'all show me love. Y'all put me on the platform.
Right.
But they don't know me and I don't know them.
Right.
Deposit.
Get the money.
No shade. You feel what I'm saying? And even it's not even just about getting the money, but you also got to understand people respect you more. You respect your craft. Right. You're not finna come there no type of way. You're not finna, if bread is on the line, you're not gonna come there out your mind. And that's just real.
That's it.
You're not. You're gonna come there, all right, I'm ready to work. What you need me to do? All right, so You want me to do this? Okay, got you. What you want me to say? What you want me to plug? How you want me to introduce this person? It's business. It's never personal. Now after business, go get some leisure. You know, you there, have a good time, network, talk to people, cool. But everything is a business, and people always like to use you when you do stuff for free. Like I did stuff for free for so long. People walked over me. People talked about me. People was like, oh, well, she did this, she did that. Oh, she came late. I came after work. Yeah. I came after getting the check to come to you, and now you complaining about me even coming. Right. No, you can't do that. You feel what I'm saying? No, you.
Gotcha.
You got, you know what I'm saying? So just focus on adding value to yourself. Right. Add value to what you're doing. Bars. Don't let people play with you. Bars. You feel what I'm saying? Bars. And I don't care what it is. Charge them. I don't care if it's $50. Charge them people something. $25. And you can't be the cheapest. Like I learned this with doing my business. That's a whole nother thing. I do I have House at Edna. That's how a lot of people know about me. It's a child care business that I ran for 13 years. Oh, wow. And so once I seen that I could help the community, I could help single moms, I could do different things. It opened up my mind to a business aspect because I got to pay for this business license. I got to pay for this building. I love these moms, and I'm trying to help y'all, but your kids got to come here and spend all day. I got to feed these kids. I got to get buses to take these kids to field trips.
That's right.
If that bread ain't with me, then I'm sorry. I love you and your kid, but you can't come until you make sure you pay that money at the beginning of the week, just like everybody else. Even family too. They be the main ones.
Right, hold up. Say it again. Hold up. Bring that back.
Family be the main ones. They want you to do something for nothing. They don't respect your craft. Right. Sometimes they look over you. Sometimes they look past you, bypass you, and want something from you because you family. Cuz you know what I'm saying? No, I'm not finna come to my cousin and be like, bro, you can do a song for free. No, that nigga charge money. Right. You know what I'm saying? And people always like, well, why you ain't do this with him? Why you ain't do that with him? I support my cousin. When I go to that nigga show, you know what me and my cousins do? We all pay for them tickets just like everybody else. Facts. Now, if he see me, he be like, cuz, yeah, you know we paid $50 to get in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we all coming to show love, and it's support. Right. It's not about, you feel what I'm saying? It's not about no nothing else. But if you love your people, support your people.
Simple as that.
Right.
Period. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Matter of fact, a stranger gonna go out their way to make sure that I'm paid, make sure that I'm doing what I'm doing. I can go to Atlanta right now and get a band for a show. I can go to Atlanta right now and do an acting gig. I'm doing with Tyler Perry. Then I come here and I'm like, yo, put me on the radio station. No response.
Talk about it. I've been trying to get on the
barely respond.
25 years.
That's right.
Barely respond. Sometimes you got to go elsewhere. People not gonna respect you until you make them respect you. My brother always say, get down or lay down.
That's right.
That's right.
Everybody else rocking with me, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna rock with me. Y'all ain't gonna have no choice after a while.
That's right.
So, it seemed like with South Carolina especially, you got to pop everywhere else in order for them to come here. Even though we from here, you got to pop everywhere else first and then come back here. But you see why people nobody get that respect. Sometimes I can go, I'm telling you, I go to Atlanta, I can go to North Carolina, I can go to Charlotte, and they gonna show me love. I ain't got to pay for nothing. I ain't got to worry. I drove to Jacksonville. I ain't had to worry about nothing. 4 hours up the road on a main radio station, the biggest radio station. I got people hitting me up. But you got to capitalize.
Right.
Capitalize. Take them little drives.
Don't put your collection plate out because she ready to put all her money in there. That's what she be preaching to us every day.
Yeah, you got to capitalize. I met Tip when we was at the radio station in North Carolina. We ain't gonna talk about it because it wasn't what we expected to be. That's all we gonna say. But at the end of the day, we was able to plug our music. We was able to plug our businesses, and still to this day, some of those connections. It's not even the connections, but it's the people like her that I was able to meet during that time to be like, girl, this some bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? But we're gonna figure this out together. You know, like ever since then, I supported her. You feel what I'm saying? And she supported me. Yeah. Like it's been like that. You just sometimes you just go to meet people. Right. The situations don't be the best, but
the situations don't be the best.
I know I'm talking y'all head off, but
you on time. You on time with it. So, and then I don't really have no more questions because some of them questions you already answered when you were speaking.
Yeah.
So we will get into some fun stuff, and this ain't we have another podcast that we do drinking games and all that kind of stuff with, but this right here is just more.
We want to get your bus up.
Yeah, this right here.
Let's go. What you mean?
Nah, this is just some fun.
It's just a Wednesday.
It's just a Wednesday, right?
This is just some fun stuff.
Work it out Wednesday. They work it out.
These are some
wind down Wednesday.
Wind down Wednesday.
There you go. That's why we have this on Wednesday because it just be the middle. Everybody be cool. Mm-hmm. But so we just had a few questions for you, like just see if you can, you can answer. Some of them are is or then some of them are just like, what do you think about this person?
All right, hit me with them.
So first I'm gonna do. You got one?
Do I got one? What you think? Just one person, or
you can person or the
is or situation. So
okay.
how you feel about the current state of R&B?
We're trying to bring it back.
I feel like it's coming back. Songs like Residual, Chris Brown, that's a huge record. That's a huge record.
Everybody did
but
their own
everybody
version,
hopped on that. You know Mario. What I'm saying? You got Mario, you got people from I think my dad told me Boys II Men, somebody from Boys II Men hopped on that trend. You got it. It's coming back.
Wow.
But it's been gone for so long. You feel what I'm saying? But I feel like right now, like with the Coco Jones, with the people who talking about, I like her too. You know what I'm saying? It's about that type of music. I feel like that's the music that we were brought up off of, that we were made off of. Yeah. I want that music to come back, but it was there. But I feel like it's coming back. I feel like they're reviving it. They got the posters on.
It's on time. Perfect time.
We might got a heartbeat going on.
Let's go there.
Speaking of Coco Jones, though. Speaking of Coco Jones, okay, the thing when she was on the Breakfast Club, and then Charlamagne. So we was debating that, and Charlamagne was like, love Charlamagne, but Charlamagne was like, just the label or whatever, like in front of, like why she was there, and was saying that the label didn't send everything over and everything. We were just like debating, like, was that professional? Was that cool? Like, cause he kind of put her on the spot, though.
He did, but you know what's so funny is me and my homegirl got on the phone and we had this conversation too, right? Shout out to Hakima Dominique. She worked with a lot of big names like Boosie. She used to work with she been with him on his team for like 10 years. So you know what I'm saying? She's been right on time. But I talked to her a lot about industry stuff going on, right? And so I was like, I love Coco Jones. I like her music. She was like, she ain't got her shit together. I said, oh.
Dang.
I said, oh. She was like, so what Charlamagne did was, and people, it's controversy and it get people talking, but you got to understand, if your label say had this album done by this time and all your job is to do is create music, why your album ain't done? So what the label can't give, what they don't have?
Right. Okay.
If you're not doing your job as an artist, it's people out here that would love to be in Coco Jones' spot. Love to have an album for Capitol Records, City Records, Sony Records. You tell me to make an album, I got songs in the vault right now I'm coming out with. You, what?
Right.
That's just me though. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to, what he did was put that pressure on her to say like, are you is this a fashion?
Yeah.
Is it just about fashion? Or is it about business? Because now you done got on, you done had your few songs, but you know how long it take that. Like, you can get on and have a song, but you can also be a one-hit wonder. So what are you gonna do? You feel what I'm saying? You gonna have multiple songs, and the girl is talented, and she got songs. But if you not giving the songs, then what are you doing?
Right.
So what he was doing was saying,
so you don't think the label dropped the ball? She was dropping the ball. She didn't have her stuff.
The label can't give what they don't have. Is all I'm gonna say.
Okay, that's fair. That's
understood.
Fair.
The label can't give what they don't have, and that was what I was. That's what my friend Kima was saying. But what I was saying was, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes there's so much pressure as an artist to be successful as well. You feel what I'm saying? So maybe she was like, sometimes in her head about like, dang, like are these songs gonna be like the rest of the songs? Like, are these singles as good as my first couple of singles that I dropped?
It'll be hard to top
and sometimes it is hard to top those singles. You feel what I'm saying?
The first one,
It is. We got artists that we hear from, and then we don't hear from. We got artists that we hear from all the time. Yeah. You know, even though Drake was this, Drake hopped right back out there and created Nokia. Right. And now everybody, is it Stacey? Like, you feel what I'm saying?
Keep creating.
You got to keep creating.
Well, I said that. I don't know who I would say that to. I think I said that at the tip. I said, Drake just know how to make music.
But that's the thing. You can talk about him all day long. Yeah. And yes, he is everything you say he is. But guess what? He gonna make that music.
He's still on the radio.
He can make
he skip a
another number one song.
Skip a beat.
Only person I know I could compare him to, like, compare him with, like, that could just make good music is Michael Jackson. I really never heard nothing bad from Michael Jackson.
And
Drake,
I've never heard a whack Drake song. I'm gonna be honest.
I've never heard a whack Drake song. Even the corny stuff is good.
I mean, corny
is good music.
It ain't even corny. It's commercial. You got to know what is radio ready. Exactly.
He know how to feed the market.
Exactly. Yeah, he gonna have his songs that's gonna go crazy, but then he gonna be like, I got to make a radio hit that the girls gonna vibe to. And that's Drake is a marketing genius because he markets to females. Right. It's way more females than it is males. You gotta think about, this is my thing. Now I always said this, Future market to dudes. It's less dudes in the world than it is females. So you got somebody who, he does make good music, but if every song is about forget a woman, then women not finna listen to that.
You have a limit.
Exactly.
You have limited yourself.
Yes.
Sir. That's right.
Yes, but that song he hopped on with Drake was still his number one. When Meek might have, it's so crazy that we forgot that Meek Mills and Drake had beef. Like, that's how big the Kendrick Lamar beef was. Yeah. You got to remember when they hopped on the song. Like, that's kind of like how when Jeezy and Gucci hopped on the song, and then that beef came. You got to understand, them are the songs that still go. When Cardi and Nicki got beef. Motorsport went crazy. People love controversy. People love to talk.
The market.
The market. Yes. Sometimes I'm gonna say this, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like the Kendrick and Drake beef was a marketing strategy that ate everybody's brains up.
I promise you I said that.
I'm a hip hop. Big hip hop.
I promise you I said that. Years.
But when the last time you heard of a real beef?
No, it wasn't. I don't even think that was a real beef. I just think that just had to happen.
It was inevitable.
It was brewing.
There you go. It was brewing up.
You know, somebody said a little something here, and a line here, and a line there, but it had to happen. It was supposed to be friends. J. Cole in there too now.
J. Cole is literally in this.
Yeah,
they're still the top three. They're still the top three.
But the thing about it is, nobody listened to what. Okay, so Kendrick made a diss. Won a Grammy. You feel won Grammys. You feel me? Drake made a diss back in the same time when he was beefing with Meek Mills going, what is it, bad on bad, back to back. That went number one in his, you feel what I'm saying? That went radio ready, but at the end of the day, they didn't come back after the beef, and sometimes it's not about coming back, but sometimes it's about capitalizing off of that. Kendrick capitalized because this was his homeboy. Who is better for you to beef with?
And I tell people that they'll never believe this, but one of my first times seeing Drake in concert, cause I've seen him a bunch now, but the first time I seen him, Kendrick Lamar and A$AP Rocky was his opening acts.
But they was cool for so long. Poetic Justice, that's still a big hit. That was a summer. That's Drake and Kendrick. You know,
it's good music.
It was good music back then, but it changed. It just changed.
Man, the best supposed to clash at the top.
Yeah,
supposed to.
In hip hop, it just gotta happen.
I feel like if
Tupac
you want,
had to get at Biggie in.
That was a real beef.
That was some street. That was some real beef. That created a whole West Coast East Coast beef. Like, but I just feel like that was gonna have to happen at some time. Like, it was gonna have to happen, and I just think Drake and Kendrick it just had to happen. It was just too much debating who was better, and it just had to happen. And I think Drake is the better of the two as far as making music.
He's the better artist. Kendrick's the better artist.
Yeah, better artist.
Drake is good at making music, and we're not gonna take that away from Drake. Now, Kendrick Lamar, He's a lyricist. He is a rapper.
And I never put him as a lyricist until he started dissing Drake. I was like, okay, he's dope.
Man,
he's dope.
This is the thing. This is how
he lost me though.
No, this
that
is
butterfly shit.
This
you
is
know
how
I
crazy.
like that shit.
This is how crazy it was
shit.
with Kendrick Lamar. Is me and my brother was talking and we was like, wrong way. If you notice his halftime performance, it said wrong way. If you watch his stuff backwards, he dissed Drake from the back to the front and then from the front to the back.
He did some
this
crazy
guy
shit.
is like,
he's smart. He's smarter than Nas.
But see, that's why he was chosen, because he's from that club. That's why he was chosen.
Yeah.
So West Coast.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why he was chosen.
But his first album was so good. I just thought he was on.
Man.
I thought he was on Nas level.
Because
He was so dope.
It's still that to me though.
Then like the next two albums, I was like, man, this nigga weirding me out. Like I don't like him.
Nah,
But
I
then
feel like
he
he was
Drake,
trying
he
to
showed
make,
me something.
when he got connected with Drake, he was trying to make marketable music. And that's all it was for those two albums, is because you gotta think about it. He did have songs on the radio during that time, and the songs was hitting radio.
He kept songs on the radio.
Yeah,
Rihanna,
but that's,
you know, he had the song with
he
T.I.
had to make those songs in order for him to hit the public eye.
I didn't like them albums though. I was like, man, this dude falling off.
You look for rap.
But he was winning Grammys and shit. I was like, man, I was just like, they just like him. You know, the people just like him.
No, people. It got to be. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm about to say he's an all around MC.
Yeah.
But you like that butterfly shit?
He got hits. He got bangers on it, but no, it wasn't really an album. In my opinion, it wasn't really an album.
It was crazy.
There's some throwaways on there, but
it was some songs
and then
put
they
together.
say, but that's Charlamagne said that's his favorite album of all time.
But you gotta think about it. You gonna have people who love it, people who hate it. But that's circling back to Coco Jones. Yeah. If that label want that album, what you gonna do? You gonna put some throwaways on that album, and you gonna produce that album? Because what happened with that situation was she was supposed to have the album out, so when she went on the Breakfast Club, they had something to talk about.
Right.
So you came on the Breakfast Club and you ain't have nothing to talk about. Now they gonna talk about you.
Yeah, they said they sent the album at 7:00 that morning. They said we already in the studio.
They done already started the day.
Yeah, we already started the day.
They doing Donkey of the Day.
Yeah.
What you talking about?
So what is the album done?
It's done.
Know,
it's done and it's out. But it's the fact that it wasn't
she
what
on Def Jam though. Nobody rocks Def Jam no more. Def Jam is a has been.
Yes, yeah,
it's dead with Death Row and Bad Boy. It's like gone.
I'm not gonna say that because I feel like if Def Jam came and offered me $5 million, I'm going.
Oh no, they're gonna take it. But I'm just saying, they don't do what they used to do when Russell Simmons.
They have been lost their connection to the street. First of all, they're a label, so they are a bank, and they are well versed in finances. Yeah, so they there.
So sometimes it's not, especially in the music industry. You got to know this. It's not about nothing but money.
Right.
And connections. And one thing Def Jam still got is why they still alive is the money.
They got money, but they're a tombstone label. I wouldn't, if it was $5 million, yeah, but I wouldn't. Nobody. When I was coming up, everybody wanted to get signed to Def Jam.
That's
true.
What
I mean? But nobody like really checking for like, okay, taking meetings. Like you're gonna take the meeting, right? But you know what I mean. Your hopes is to get over here or over there in that situation. People that promote music. Go all out for the artist. Def Jam don't do that no more. They hadn't done it for years.
But also, Def Jam got global ties.
Yeah,
so that's the main thing.
Like you don't gotta do all of that. Yeah. Like you gotta think about the other, like the newer record labels. They trying to get there. You know what I'm saying?
Def Jam still Def Jam.
Yeah.
In the UK.
Yeah,
I mean, Japan.
I'm just talking about just a little person, a little young man that like KJ. Like a little young man that's coming up, like with his management and all that kind of stuff. It's like that's probably like maybe the 6 or 7 situation that you would want to be in right now because they don't. What Charlamagne said was right. They don't care. Def Jam does not care about the artists like they used to do, man. They used to have LL, Method Man.
But they was trying to build a label then.
They was trying to
They done already built the label.
Yeah, they had already built the label. Yeah, they really had already built.
Now, they don't specialize
but even after they built the label, they still, the DMX, they still had, they still had Jay-Z, the Rockefeller. They had Nas. I
forgot Def Jam had Nas.
They still had motion, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not the same. I can agree. I can agree it's not the same. But all these other record labels and came and gone, and Def Jam is still
Coco,
there.
that's a bad situation. Because and another thing about Def Jam, they really never done R&B.
Not really. Def Soul.
But most of their R&B acts go through a label,
a conglomerate,
a
side,
like a
dual label,
dual label.
Yeah.
So that's good. But I only had a couple more questions. So for you, you know what I mean, you go in a lot of places like Grammys or BET Awards. Which one?
Grammys.
The Grammy. Nobody says BET.
Nobody said BET.
Nobody said
Tell
BET.
us why. Tell us why.
I've been to the Grammys.
Yeah.
Man.
That's dope.
What?
I'm looking for one person to say, I would be the BET Awards.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
You see the BET Awards, it's like a black family reunion, right?
Yeah.
Would you rather go to a family reunion, or would you rather go to one of the biggest staples that's been in the industry? First of all, to be invited
to the Grammys.
It's the Super Bowl, yeah.
I went to both in the same damn year in the same month, but that was lit.
Crazy.
Super Bowl 50. I went to Grammys and I went to Super Bowl 59. So crazy, but Grammys is so. First of all, you got to be invited. Right. You can't just go.
Right.
If you don't have an invite,
right,
it's kind of like VIP.
Right.
You can't get in. BET Awards, they trying to fill them seats. Everybody can come. You try. You want to go to BET Awards? Send your information in.
They had the chef. They had the food critic
on
was
my
in the
soul.
front row.
On my soul. Send your information in to the BET Awards. Oh, you're accepted to go to the BET. I done been invited to the BET Awards before I was invited to the Grammys. And how I got into the Grammys is Lyrica. I went to Lyrica Anderson listening party, and
that's the girl from Love and Hip Hop, right?
She wrote for Beyonce.
Yeah. She can write a song.
Yeah, she a songwriter though. But that's kind of like Money Long. She was a songwriter. Yeah. But when I went to Lyrica Anderson's like listening party, I met Jazzy Faye. I met future people. I met a lot of different people that's really movers and shakers in the industry, right? And so once I connected with her, she was like, "Yo, you want to go to the inbox me, DM. You want to go to the Grammys? I'm selling my ticket." Wow. Now you have to be accepted when they sign your ticket over. You still can't just pop up. It is not one of them type of events. No, you can't. You have to have an action. You have to go through a clearance. It's kind of like meeting the president almost. It's not like you got to dress up. You tuxedo. Nobody's coming into the Grammys, and if you're not nobody, then you're not gonna get into the Grammys. If you're not on the radar of the list of people, if you're not connected with somebody who is connected, you're not getting in. BET Awards is gonna fill seats, so you can come. All you gotta do is say BET Awards. All you gotta do is put in the information, put your name in, and they're gonna be like, "You're invited." Right. Here go the information right here. Grammys, absolutely not. I didn't even get my I didn't even know where it was. I didn't even know I was staying 3 minutes from the arena until day of when they emailed me and said this is where it's gonna be at. Wow. When I got there, it was at the Ritz-Carlton. Oh yeah. Hotel. Yeah, you get the robe. You get the little robe in there. Man, Ritz-Carlton. Man, Ritz-Carlton it started raining. Ritz-Carlton was giving out umbrellas to people with their name on it. That's how you got to think about it. It is not the same. Right. Grammy Awards. My man, go ahead. That's my answer. Grammys. For sure. Recording Academy. Right.
Then I was gonna ask you, like, who's your favorite female like rapper? Since you rap, who's your favorite female rapper? Like in the game now, not back in the day. Like in the game now. What do you feel any kind of way about the female rappers now? Or?
No, I'm biased because I was like a Barb before Barb's was even real. So like I was like the second Barb. Nicki Minaj signed my titty. I was running through New York. I was running through Queens. Everybody know this about me. You can ask my high school people. Like I knew Nicki Minaj before Itty Bitty Piggy. And when Itty Bitty Piggy blew up, that was the summer I went to New York and we were doing all the shows. So for me to watch somebody, it's kind of like watching my cousin. You feel what I'm saying? Go from one stage to the next. It's always gonna be Nicki Minaj, but that's because
they don't put a lot of respect on Nicki Minaj.
I don't care what y'all don't put on that girl name.
The critics do.
She drop a song, everybody gonna listen to it.
And she outbarred most niggas on any song.
She
got bars. So it's not even the fact that she got bars, but it's the fact that she created a lane and she made it survive for 10 years before any other woman came back into the game with rap. Right. She opened the door for all rapping females. Now, right now, I do like Megan Thee Stallion. I don't like the beef. You can't beef with Nicki. Like... but I also don't think Lil Bia, what's her name? Bia shouldn't have beefed with Cardi. It's some people that you got to beef in your tax bracket. You got to beef in your tax bracket. You can't beef with them people.
I thought that was just like, hey, Nicki just sent her little.
Because we haven't heard nothing from Bia since.
It's career ending. If you swing at the top in the game, and
you better come hard. But now nobody listening to you now. You feel what I'm saying? You just knocked yourself out for no reason. You ain't got to do that.
Nobody really. Well, she had a couple good songs, but I ain't.
Bia had a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
Where have y'all heard from Bia? Since whole lot of money? Huh? Whole lot of money? Oh.
I don't even like her voice. I didn't like her when she was on that hip hop show where they was trying to find the next female rapper. I thought,
that was she came from. Okay,
I thought she came out of nowhere. I thought the girl like the dude girl was better than her. Like the
dude girl.
Yeah, like she dressed like a dude. She was with Tank.
Okay.
Which I didn't understand that. Okay. Like, why is a hip hop artist signed under Tank?
I'm gonna say something about Tank. Tank gonna stay in the media, and Tank gonna stay relevant. Yeah. I bet you my daughter know who Tank is.
Hey, Tank a real one.
No, I like Tank.
Let me tell you, Tank a real one.
Tank a bad boy,
but Tank been around since maybe I deserve.
Yeah.
And that nigga still around.
How long ago that was?
Yeah, that's
Think
what
about
I'm saying.
that.
Yeah. That's what he know how to stay relevant.
Right. No, I love Tank. I ain't dissing him for that. I just I don't know about signing to an R&B legend, as a rapper, a hardcore rapper.
I think that he just standing. That
was a good one.
Yeah,
though.
But no, I think that female rappers. I'm gonna say Nicki. I do like Megan right now. I listen to Kinder Man. I listen to but I listen to a lot of female rap, so I like female rap in general.
I always like
what I'm saying? I got a playlist called High Maintenance, and they update it all the time, and it's all new female rappers that's out on iTunes right now. So I think that list is constantly being updated, and it's always they're not just biased with the people who are already on. They listen to the newer girls that's coming out there. So Glorilla gonna be on there. Glorilla Homegirl, K Carbon gonna be on there. You gonna hear a lot of different gloss. You gonna hear. Yeah. So I like a lot of different people. I like rap. I'm just a fan of rap. Right. So you know what I'm saying.
You get up you tap into Shy Kelly. Goddamn, she might end up on your list real soon too. Listen, up and coming, rocking and rocking.
Music, girl.
Listen, it's happening. Shut it down.
I like the support though. I do. I
can't believe you ain't heard that song. That's going through the city.
Really?
Going bananas right now.
Yeah.
That's fire. Yeah. I want to hear it.
Carolina working for sure.
For sure. I like that.
So just a part of the interview, we just shout out your social medias or how they can find you or where you going to be at next. Yeah. We know June 28th you hosting the big birthday band.
June 28th I'm hosting. Other than that, I be ducked off. I ain't going to hold you. If it ain't an event, I ain't popping out.
Right.
And that's it. But y'all can catch all of my social media and all of my music. It's Alexus Bria, ALEXUSBRIA on all platforms, everywhere. Spotify, Tidal, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, everything is outside.
Everything. Yeah. We appreciate you giving us your time.
Thank y'all.
We kept you a little longer than we probably thought.
Look, I'm like, look, I know I'm talking too long, but thank y'all for having me, man. For real.
That's what we like. That we both talk a lot. Listen. Especially when it's about music now.
Yeah.
We go all day about some music. But
I appreciate y'all for having me. Shout out to y'all for having me on.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
And that's Late Night with Sharif. That's it. It's a wrap.
Yeah.